Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week I Review. My name is Storytime Timothy, because today I'm doing something a little bit different, in case you couldn't tell from the new background and film convert color grade. I'm going to talk about my relationship with the 35mm film print. You see, last weekend I attended a Hong Kong-a-thon, a 6-part marathon of 80s and 90s Hong Kong action movies, all projected on prints of, shall we say, varying quality. 10 years ago, I would have hated that. Less than, if we're being honest. Because unlike most folks who spent an inordinate amount of time thinking about movies, I didn't particularly like film itself, the physical medium. I genuinely preferred the experience that digital projection gave, and so didn't lament film stock's passing. But by the time I settled down at the Anthology Film Archive for a full 12 hours of cinematic chaos, I was excited not just to see the movies, but the prints themselves, what the years had done to them, and how their degradation over that time drove the viewing experience. So what changed? How did I go from dancing on film's grave to, well, actuallying about the character of a 35mm print? It's 2000, I'm in 4th grade, and the health teacher is having us complete an exercise to help understand what it's like for people with audio processing difficulties, specifically people who cannot functionally drown out background noise. We listened to 2 recordings of a man calling out numbers, differently mixed to simulate someone who can hear properly and someone who becomes overwhelmed by the general din of existence. The numbers correspond to a scatterplot, and we are to connect the dots based on what we hear. Most people jumble the intentionally difficult attempt, while almost everyone nails the fixed mix. I failed both. It's 2006. I am at a showcase cinema in Seekonk, Massachusetts. I am watching The Prestige with my high school theater group. I am sitting directly underneath the projector. The film whirs so loudly that I cannot concentrate. 2008, same theater. I don't remember the film. This time it's me and my then girlfriend, just us and that goddamn projector. So not bound by group dynamics, I move up to the second row and I put my hands behind my ears in order to direct the sound. She reminded me of this in January as I contemplated seeing Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom. January 2019, I am at the Metrograph, having ultimately decided to see it. I review it on this channel, paying particular attention to how the quality of the print impacted my connection to the film's content for, I think, the better. Commenter tells me that I am an idiot because I didn't mention Bertolt Brecht. It's 2012. I am in the main screening room at Sarah Lawrence College. I'm watching Taxi Driver. The image shakes subtly but perceptibly for an entire reel. A bright green line runs down the image for several. I never don't notice it. It's 2013. I'm at a local theater in New Hampshire, and I find myself somehow watching The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug on 35mm. I guess they hadn't switched to digital projection yet. The movie's not great, and the cinematic experience is worse. I complain about it in a blog post that fewer than 6 people read. I do not mourn the death of film. It's 20. I am watching perhaps the only DCP in existence of The Astrologer, entering in a tiny club of folks who have been able to secretly screen this movie that, due to rights issues, will likely never see an actual release in any format. Which is a shame, because if The Room is a portrait of narcissistic incompetence, The Astrologer is the Sistine Chapel. It has the most jarring edit I have. Had it been a print, I would have been sure the projectionist made a mistake. Like a 2016 Anthology Film Archive, Reanimator. The reels are 20 minutes ahead and deep into the climax, but it is still somehow less played out of order. Suddenly we're twice jarring than The Astrologer. The room goes black. The proper reel is put in place. The movie resumes. I giggle. 2017, Alamo Drafthouse, Maniac, the original. It's the first time Danielle and I hold hands. The projectionist is having some trouble. For a few moments, we can see half of 2 frames simultaneously. The director stays for a Q&A. He complains about those issues and wonders aloud why so many people care so much about a dead format. He much prefers the DCP of Maniac Cop he saw the night before. 2016, Brooklyn Academy of Music, aka bam, I'm sitting down to the first ever DCP screening of Michael Mann's Collateral, one of Hollywood's earliest forays into digital cinema. Days earlier, Mann sat in conversation at BAM and lamented the quality of the film's release prints, which were the only way anyone had seen the film theatrically to that point. No one had seen it the way it was meant to be. I'm struck by how far digital technology has come. 2012, Walter Reed Theater at the Film Society of Lincoln Center. Ace Attorney is playing at the New York Asian Film Festival, or NIAF, to a packed house. It is my favorite video game adaptation. The image suddenly blurs like Netflix buffering before cutting out entirely. Someone shouts, "Objection!" We all laugh. A few minutes later, the film resumes, but my confidence in digital projection wavers. 2016 anthology film archive Alligator. The entire image is tinted red, like the sort of thing you would see in the earliest days of cinema, except it never changes tint and signifies nothing. I assume that this was a bizarre and bad artistic decision, but make no attempt to confirm or deny. 2017 Metrograph, My Young Auntie. The first 5 reels have the same red tint that Alligator did. I realize that it probably wasn't by design, but still make no attempt to confirm or deny the new hypothesis. The 6th and final reel suddenly breaks into glorious color. The subtitle font changes too. I wonder if someone else is seeing their 6th reel cut to red. I imagine they're mad. 2013, Walter Reed, Never Too Late to Repent is a 1979 Taiwanese black movie that was heavily censored upon release, and a complete version of which may not even exist. The DCP playing at NIAF is a mix of the complete film's images, but a censored cut's audio. There is no sound accompanying its most salacious moments, so I miss the projectors were. 2018, same theater, but not NIAF. Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans is being shown with live piano accompaniment. The awkward audio cuts that often come when reels change a few moments too soon are nowhere to be found. It's lovely. 2015, NIAF again. The Man Who Stole the Sun, a political satire about the atomic bomb, is played before Revivre, a dark drama about struggle at the end of one's life. It is perhaps the strangest programming decision I have ever seen. The Man Who Stole the Sun's print seems to literally glitter on screen. Revivre's digital desaturation couldn't be more different. Something clicks. It's 2016, Film Form, Son of Saul, a modern movie not just shot, but entirely edited on film. I'm actually a little surprised to see a DIT in the credits. Reviews laud the colors, ones that digital cameras still have difficulty capturing and digital projectors displaying. I realize that a film like this, one designed around complete immersion, does require a higher level of visual fidelity in its projection than many of the films discussed here. As the image degrades, the character will inevitably distract. That distraction defines the film and either diminishes or elevates it. It would diminish Son of Saul, whose depiction of a Nazi death camp is at times extraordinarily difficult to watch, but impossible to look away from. Here we get all of the good and none of the bad. The film is perfect. I think I can see these forgotten colors. A few months later, Japan Society, Memories of Matsuko. It's a fan's favorite film, so I feel compelled, and it is incredible. Whatever colors I thought I saw in Son of Saul, I know I see here, and so many more. A sun-soaked frame drenched in blood is seared into my brain, and I'm not sure that I've ever seen a movie so vivid before or since. That click gets louder. Same year, Metrograph. I'm watching Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love for the first time since my freshman film history course. I hadn't liked it then, but literally everyone else in the world loves it. I decide a 35mm print in a Chinatown theater is the way to give it the fairest possible shake. I get the hype. Following week, same theater, same seat. Green Snake. I wonder why people bothered making movies after the 80s and 90s in Hong Kong. A cigarette burn signifying a reel's change comes 2 minutes after the previous one, and a bizarre scene with a CGI crane is cut short. Apparently edits were made after the print was finished. I learned something. Here, the distraction feels special. 2019, Walter Reed, Children of Men. The last time I saw it was in the back of a moving car on a 7-inch portable DVD player screen. I was blown away then, and on this near-flawless print, I am in awe. Last weekend, Anthology Film Archive, Beast Cops. There are no cigarette burns or early warnings for the projectionist. A couple of seconds before the change should occur, an X appears across the right side of the screen. Twice, the image cuts to black briefly before the reel is switched. Once, the image cuts out entirely, and over the loudspeaker, we are told that the film broke and needs to be rethreaded. A few minutes later, we're back up, and it continues. And it's perfect. I love it. 8.9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this very different type of video. If you liked it, that is great. If not, I'm sorry. If you want to see more, please subscribe. They won't be like this, but maybe in the future. I don't know. I hope to see you next week.